All right, so we're going to talk about what potentially two WebBot hits. Price of silver rising after Bitcoin rose. That was the temporal marker. Bitcoin rising past a certain number, and then it going up even higher, and then silver following suit. But it also talked about, again, this is a few months ago, the Italian banking system. A big Italian bank is in big trouble. It's going to collapse, etc., something along those lines. It said to look out for this a while back. So, this is news as of actually right now, tonight, July 5th. Italy bans short selling of an imploding bank, Monte Paschi, having collapsed 99.7% from its July 2007 highs at Euro 93. Banca Monte dei Paschi Siena, Italy's third largest bank, is in dire straits. And in confirmation that the fecal matter is about to strike a rotating object, you might call it a fan, Italian regulators just temporarily banned short selling of BMPS stock. You can't short sell it. Oh, I have an idea. I'll buy some. I'll buy it hoping the price goes up. That'd be a moron move because people are trying to short the living hell out of it. I wonder if they know something. Almost $100 at one point is literally trading as, again, as updated as this chart is, which is about 8 hours or so. I don't know. 26 cents. 26 cents. Now, I will tell you something interesting about Ford Motor Company stock. Remember when we had the bailout of the GM, GM and the car companies and all that stuff? Ford Motor Company was down to like $2. And then the bailout came. Okay, yeah, we're going to bail out the car dealers too. And then in the coming 2 to 3 years later or so, Ford stock was like at $20. Something like that. While I got you on my video here talking to you, Ford stock price, just curious where it's at today. As Uncle Sam from the political game show would say, ooh, that is incorrect. $12.40. Ooh. How about a 5-year? $18, 1772, okay. Maximum time frame. Wow, back in the .com day bubble. 1999. $37 Ford. Then from there it's just downhill the whole time pretty much. 2003 it's $7.22, picks back up to 16, 15, 16, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's down to $1.43. Hold on, wait a minute. $1.43. November 21st, 2008. This is one of those things where you wish you could like turn back time and invest in something. And by 2011, exactly January 14th, 2011, it was $18.65. But then it came back down to 12, 11, etc. That would have been a nice little hefty, profit taking, if I don't mind saying so myself. But anyways, do I think that Monte Paschi Bank of Italy at 26 cents is going to do that and go to 20 right now with what I'm expecting to happen later this year? I don't need to shake the magic 8 ball on this one. Hell no. I don't think so. But it's only it's at 26 cents for God's sakes. Can you imagine? Oh, well, the Italy government, we're doing something the European Union forbids us to do due to this emergency. We're doing it anyways. We're bailing out this bank. If they were to say that, you could bet your sweet bottom that share price of that bank would go up some. To what level, I don't know. It also remains to be seen what's actually going to happen here. That I don't know. Do I want to trust that happening? Now, you might say, well, I got $1,000, man. Put $1,000 in it. It's at 26 cents. Hell, if it goes to $1, you made 3 times your money. If it goes to $5, I get that. But again, we're talking about the imploding of the financial system coming to a planet near you in the probably quite near future, I think. I don't know if I'd want to chance it right now. It says, Consob adopts a temporary ban on short selling on Banca di Monte dei Paschi di Siena SPA shares. The ban shall apply for the entire trading day of Wednesday, July 6th. Again, it's at 26 cents. I mean, how low can you go? What are you banning trading on? Like what? Where's it going to go? It can't go negative. Just go to zero. Short the hell out of it, right? So I'm reading this to you because Webbot said, prior to any of this crap, this talk about Italy recently, banking problems, financial problems, especially the banks, it was very specific in that Webbot report. The last two. Watch Italy, big bank, ouch. And keep in mind how the Webbot works. As Cliff High said over and over again. Essentially, you can look at a prediction it makes as a lot of people talking about this type of event in the future, and that's what it brings back. So his example is, let's say, and a matter of fact, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about right now with this bank. There's a lot of talk about Italy banks right now, correct? Absolutely. There wasn't 3 months ago when the Webbot made the prediction, but there is now. So essentially, Webbot's picking up on that, however the hell it works, right? But the interesting thing about Webbot is that it might not have been a collapsed bank per se. It just means that something has happened, and there's a lot of talk on the internet about this particular subject matter. Such and such bank failing, or an Italian bank failing. That talk is happening right now. The freaking shares of this bank are at 26 cents. It was almost €100, euros. That's 26 cents, or pence. Maybe I need to say pence. So in a sense, that's what Webbot picks up on and makes a prediction that we think we're seeing a failed bank. This is the chatter of a failed bank, so we're going to predict that an Italian bank is going to go and bust, and to some extent it's going to be in big trouble. Doesn't necessarily mean it will go exactly that way. It just means that everyone's going to certainly be talking about it that way. And that article I'm reading you, and there's Bloomberg articles, there's other articles that are pretty much walking dead men, walk them off the plank. Is how it's sounding for these, and that's the third largest bank, which I also have news for you. The second largest and first largest and the fourth largest and the fifth largest are in just as much trouble for the same exact reasons. So that's one thing. Now the other thing, Webbot said back in like September, October-ish, I think it was the September report, Bitcoin's going to go to it looks like we're seeing the numbers 408, he says, and then 428. But we need to see it go up and then back down below, up and back down below that price point 3 times. According to the data. He's just interpreting the data. And as I've said, it looked like it did it at one point, but then someone made the point, well, it did it twice in the same trading session. You normally don't count that. It's, normally it's like where it ends on the day. I said, that's a good point. So if that's the case, we're waiting for one more time to happen. And it took a while because it didn't happen. Like a month went by. And then it happened. Oh, okay, there it is. And now we're in 2016. But the funny thing was, when he made this prediction from the Webbot report, Bitcoin was like around 250. And when I pulled up the chart to look at it, it had been 250, plus or minus a little bit for quite a while. Months and months and months, actually. So for him to say in September, very soon, looks like towards November, is what it originally said, around November time frame, late November. I think it said something like the third week in November or something like that, if I recall. We may see this if the timing's right with the Webbot, the forecast being right. And we started to see Bitcoin, 250, 270, holy cow, 300, It started moving all of a sudden. Wow, that's incredible, I said to myself. By the time we're in December, it's hitting the 408 mark. Oh my gosh, now we need to wait for 428. It hits the 428 mark. Long story short, it does this exactly as he said we should see as a temporal marker for an even bigger move in silver to come, bigger than what we've been seeing. And now that, and he said after the third time that this Bitcoin price hits that mark, the data is suggesting it is not coming back down to those levels. It's, and below like 408 again. It's going to keep going up. For God's sakes, what has Bitcoin been doing for a while now? It is well past $400, 408, and has been climbing 455, 556, 650, 700. It's been over 700. I think at one point it was almost $800. It may have touched 8, actually. I don't recall, but I know it was moving rapidly up there. Came back down, okay, 670, whatever, and that's last time I checked today was in like 670 something. Just to see oh, I got my phone on me. I can check right here. Bitcoin checker. 670, 669. So that's accurate. It hasn't come down. Doesn't look like it's coming back down to those levels, right? So the Webbot said you're going to see that first. Treat that as a temporal marker for some nice hefty moves in silver. Remember, we were at $15 silver earlier this year, 16, 17, well, bounced back down 16. Then all of a sudden, last Friday, silver's like 1970, whatever, approximately. In the middle of the night, essentially, Sunday morning market, late Sunday evening, which is Monday morning for other countries, like Asia markets and whatnot. Trading opens up in what they call the access markets. Something I have never seen in my life takes place. Silver. Blast not only through 20, because it was set 1970 something, blast all the way through $20 and into $21, $21.15, when circuit breakers are triggered in Shanghai. That's what I realized. I was like, well, hold on, we got $3 moves in America that's supposed to trigger the circuit breakers. How the hell did that happen? It wasn't even a $3 move. It's $1 something, whatever, $1.50 roughly or less, whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's the Shanghai Futures Exchange. Oh, okay. Their rules are different than our rules. Nonetheless, it went crazy and got capped. Could you imagine if that didn't get capped? Where would it have gone? I don't know, but I would have loved to have seen it. If that move, which none of us have ever seen something like that with silver in the freaking access markets, I'm going to have to say the Webbot said to look for this jump in silver. It's going to grab your attention. Damn it, that grabbed an enormous amount of attention across the planet. And of course, then Tuesday morning, our markets open back up. Oh, silver's down 54 cents. It's back into the 19-something range. So as I'm doing this video, though, which again, it was down all day today. It's like 54 cents or whatever it was. Access markets are open. It's up 21 cents. So it's now $20.12. Gold, on the other hand, is up to $13.62. It's up $6.50. Again, this is the access market. So is the club going to do a little whammy on them tomorrow? Remains to be seen. Point being, we just went from $18, struggling to get past 18. They whack it down, 16, 17. They hit 18, whack it down, 16, 17. To it blowing through 19, 20, 21. Almost, not quite overnight, at least from 18, 19, 20 anyways, but from 1970 something to 21, it happened that night. This is absolutely a Webbot prediction coming true. So I'm going to remind some of the newer people who may think this is crazy speak or anything else. I don't care. Long ago, the Webbot reported and said, you are going to see days when all hell's breaking loose, $5 moves in silver. And when you think that's getting crazy, you will see $20 moves in a day trading on silver. And not down. We're talking upward moves. How could that happen if you have circuit breakers, right? You would ask. Well, Shanghai does have their circuit breakers, but and I don't know what their system's like. I'm sure it's similar to ours in that circuit breakers trigger. You can't buy, sell, trade any of these contracts until the market opens back up in, say, 5 minutes. First circuit breaker, cool off period, 5 minutes. Trading resumes. Up, we did it again, another cool off period. There's usually 4 of these so-called cool off periods or circuit breakers being triggered before no more circuit breakers are triggered, and it's going to go wherever it's going to go. In America, the COMEX market, the CME group, created a rule. Keeping in mind, these futures contracts have been traded since the 70s. I don't know the exact year, maybe in the late 70s or mid 70s, whatever it is. You could trade these paper future contracts just like you can today. CME group, the same people in charge. And freaking 30 whatever years later, you're telling me this is the first time we decided to implement this rule. November 2014. It was implemented, I think, December 14th or something like that of that same year. And the rule says if gold moves $100 in a certain window of time during that day's trading session, circuit breaker is triggered for a certain period of time, which is usually minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. Resumes trading. If it happens again, same thing happens. Essentially, it happens 4 times, so that's $400 worth in a day, but then there's no more circuit breakers. Same thing with silver, 4 times, but those moves are $3. And I'm talking American Exchange only here, the CME group on the COMEX. $3 move causes a circuit breaker. They already have the rule book changed, anticipating this kind of move. So anyone who thinks this is nonsense, we're not going to see a $5 move in silver in a day. Get the hell out of here. The CME group is preparing for up to a $12 move in silver, for God's sakes. $3, 4 times in a day, 3 times 4, $12 total move that they are willing, or not willing, but expecting to have to deal with. But my little birdie, I'll call the Webbot report, says $5 will turn to $20 moves. What that tells me is all circuit breakers are going to trigger $12 worth of moves, and then it's going to free flow. Where's it going to go? Oh my God, it ended today at $22 or, whatever. Can you imagine sitting here, and I don't even know what the price of silver would be at the time, but I could visually see $100 silver easily, and then boom, it's up $15. Circuit breakers have all been triggered, $20. Ends the day at 20-something dollars higher. Next day starts. All right, we're waiting for the sell-off. Oh, wait a minute. No sell-off. It's up another $20. Holy shit. That kind of response. That's what the Webbot said, basically. Not every single day is going to be that way, but it'll be a staircase, but a staircase up. And she's climbing her staircase to heaven. My staircase is a silver-lined staircase, okay? I'll throw it out the end for you, a little bonus.